In Matthew 16, or Matthew 6, verse 16 through 18, it's from the Sermon on the Mount. Here Jesus tells us how to fast. For some reason, there's not a lot of us that fast today. I fast occasionally for a day or so, maybe 2 days, 3 at the most. But I rarely do it, once or twice a year. Let's take a look at Jesus' words here and see what he's telling us. When you fast, do not look somber, as the hypocrites do, for they disfigure their faces to show men that they are fasting. I tell you the truth, they have received their reward in full. But when you fast, put oil on your head and wash your face, so that it will be obvious to men, so that it will not be obvious to men that you are fasting. But only to your Father, who is unseen. And your Father, who sees what is done in secret, will reward you. Jesus doesn't say we have to fast, but he doesn't say if you fast. He says when you fast. Some take this as a command. I don't know if you could go that far or not, but as for the rest of the Sermon on the Mount, he isn't so much telling us what to do as he's telling us how to do things. He doesn't give fasting any less importance than he does prayer. So perhaps we are missing something if we don't fast occasionally. Now, there's some people who can't because of health reasons. I won't pretend to be the final authority on fasting. And this is an area that we all struggle with, I'm sure. Don't make it obvious, like the hypocrites. Once again, Jesus points out not to make a show of our spirituality. This is a running theme throughout the Sermon on the Mount. Fasting is something only God should lead us to. So many today like to make a show of their spirituality. This was a problem during Jesus' time too. Just like in his instructions on how to pray or how to give, he stays consistent to his message. Fasting is between us and God. Only God should know we're fasting. When we boast to others about fasting or giving or whatever, we're glorifying ourselves before men and not God. As Jesus says, that is our reward. When we decide to tell others what it is we're doing, whether it's fasting or giving, we really have to check our motives. Are we doing it so that we may grow spiritually? Or are we doing it to grow closer to God? Or are we doing it so that we might look holier than others? Jesus once again focuses on the motives behind our actions and how we carry them out more than our actions themselves. This has been his theme. Obedience is more than an external act. Obedience comes from within. Before beginning a fast, we should pray and make sure that's what the Lord is leading us to do. During that time we're fasting, we should devote even more time to God in prayer so that we are relying on Him. This was a message from Tim Miller in 2007.